Oh shit! Is it Thursday? Is this movie Militia? My bad. Our intro's so badass. I thought that was coverage from the fucking war over in Ukraine. I am your host, Jay Wall the Jerk. This is Blurred Minds Movie Militia, and always riding with me is my guy, Derek.
Sup, boys?
Yeah. We got us a good one here. This is going to be one that you'll see. I don't think we've discussed it yet. We might hit you every other week, or that'd probably be the best way to do it. Maybe every other week. But we've decided to step away from the movies, and we decided to go into a series. And it's funny enough, I was already watching this series. Derek was already watching this series, so we decided what the best one to go in, especially starting with the first season. So as you seen in the thumbnail, tonight we're going in on the Book of Boba Fett, episode 1. So, how did you feel when you just saw that this was going to be a show? What did you think about it? Were you jazzed for it? Well, actually, let me take you a step back. When it came to the original first 3 Star Wars that came out, I would say that Boba Fett, from my recollection, was heavy-handed definitely in Return of the Jedi. If I'm wrong about that, definitely correct me. So going from your first experience of Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, and what did you think about that character in the original movies before we really get into what we got going on here? Maybe a little backdrop, you know what I mean?
I was always kind of a fan of him. I wouldn't. I know some people that just loved him, but my honest opinion of him was it's like, okay, cool. He's a top bounty hunter. He's a badass. All this other shit that just they piled on top of him, tried to get him a quick backstory, and then he goes out like a bitch. Like a straight up bitch. Like he gets shot in the jetpack and falls into the Snarlack pit.
Yeah, it was his way. His on his way out was. I mean, like you said, for setting him up as such a fucking badass, his way out was pretty fucking soft serve. You know what I mean?
But silver lining of that was we got the Book of Boba Fett. They could build off of him. I mean, he wasn't exactly dead, but they allowed the plot armor to take effect and help him out.
Right. And you know what? I always loved this character when I remember watching the originals. Just because, I mean, like you said, I think it was more of the sale of him. You know what I mean? Like Boba Fett, and everybody's, oh shit, and Han Solo was like, fuck, I got Boba Fett on my ass. It just seemed like a bad situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I tell you, it's funny looking back at it now. That whole scenario with Jabba the Hutt, Boba Fett, please, I hope I don't get this wrong. The planet Tatooine. Tatooine. Sorry, folks. I know there's some people out there that like to choke me for that right now, but you'll be all right.
I'm pretty sure some people fucking cringe. Just like,
oh yeah, they're like, fuck, what is this, a Trekkie?
Don't worry, fucking Trekkie.
Goddamn Trekkie. Hold on, my wife just got to the hotel. Let me let her in. I'll be right back.
All right, bud. Now, everybody just need to kind of forgive Jay Wall. He's not the biggest Star Wars nerd. I'm pretty much here to carry this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I
said, just forgive him a little bit, guys. So.
Yeah, please do. I'm really. The thing is, on a lot of these shows that we do and stuff, I will habitually say stuff wrong to be an asshole, but this is not one of those shows. I'm literally gonna get a little education on this show as well as give my thoughts on what I've seen so far. But yeah, Tatooine. It was just like I loved it when I go back and think about it and look at it. It was like the Goodfellas. It was like gangster shit, like like mob bosses and everything. I mean,
Well,
it was cool.
that's the way Tatooine has been built. It is a Wild West planet. Like it and it's like hundreds of thousands of years ago, it experienced a catastrophic event which pretty much forced all the water underground and turned the whole planet into a desert. And it has been, you know, pretty much inhospitable with few signs of life, which is perfect for these crime families like the Huts. Tatooine falls in Hut space, and they take control of it. It's a good place to hide contraband or a stop off point for their smugglers. A good hideout. That's a planet, and
Yeah,
so because of that culture came there and forced its way onto Tatooine, it is now a thriving area for the undesirables. There's gangs running around. There's crime families like the Huts and the what I can't remember the new ones that have taken over a big chunk of it, but it's constant. The
yeah,
uh, the the borders are constantly changing. The power structure is constantly changing because it's a dog eat dog world, literally.
absolutely. And like I said, I think that's what really made me dig that whole scenario. Once I kind of come to grips with it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
like because to me as a young kid, because I'm thinking like when I first seen Star Wars, you know what I mean? Like not like the 50th time or caught
yeah,
it here and there. I'm just, like when I first saw it, like I didn't exactly understand that I knew Jabba the Hutt was a bad guy, and I knew Boba
yeah,
Fett, was contracted with him. But I
yeah,
didn't I didn't equate that to, like I said, like the Goodfellas or Casino. But it really, honestly, if you think about that time, that kind of world, that's like it's like mafia, it's like mob bosses and criminals and gangs, and like I guess this is how fucked up I am. Once I kind of put that together in my own brain, I was like, I like it. It's kind of
I
dope.
mean that's your thing, man. That's your thing.
Yeah, so I feel like once I figured that, to me, I think that was also what I liked about Boba Fett. You know what I mean? Because like, if you think about it, like I, I'm sure a lot of Star Wars people are gonna hate this, but like uh Jabba the Hutt is like Polly in Goodfellas, and Boba Fett is like Jimmy, Robert De Niro's character. He's the muscle. He's the guy you send out to get the shit done, take care of it, clean up your shit. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
like I said, it's not exact a correlation, but once I could piece it together to where I could understand it, that to me, I just kind of like really dug it. Then you know what I mean?
I mean, I kind of I could see some traits because Polly is a loudmouth piece of shit that you can't trust. Will stab you in the back, all this other type of stuff. That's the way Jabba the Hutt was. But Jabba the Hutt was more of the boss.
Yeah,
He's the one that made Polly a made man. He's the one that put that decision out there. He's the one that told Polly what to do. But he's a whole lot more intelligent because he's running a damn near planet wide mafia ring. So
yeah. I mean, think about how just badass that really is if you think about it. A planet-wide mafia ring, not like your corner of Brooklyn or this couple areas. You know what I mean? Like
no,
the whole
no,
fucking planet. They
like
like,
he did. He wasn't over the whole planet. He actually answered back to Telhutta, which is the Hutt's main planet.
yeah,
He had a boss above him, but it was like pretty much he ran a continent.
yeah,
Like that's pretty. He ran one of the largest areas on Tatooine. So it's takes a lot of intelligence, a lot of ruthlessness, Just a lot of everything just to fucking do that.
Yeah.
But it
He'd be
is a
a
mob ring.
he'd be a hell of a politician nowadays.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He'd fit right in. But
Oh,
speaking of Jabba, um, this kind of sets the stage really for everything going in because, like we said, I'll play this clip one more time. In Return of the Jedi, the last time we seen Boba Fett was his last altercation with Han Solo here, and when he falls into the mouth of what is it,
the Snarlack pit.
the Snarlack pit. Well, I guess it's not even a
Sorry,
mouth at all.
Sarlacc. Yeah, Sarlacc. For some reason, I always put the N in there. It's Sarlacc pit.
Sarlacc. Okay, I got you. So, but I tell you what I love is I remember that because, like I said, I'm telling you, man. The last time I watched the first three Star Wars full is remember back in the day when they remastered them the
Yeah.
first time. That's the last time I watched all three of the originals just boom
Damn.
in unison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was so crazy. It was like, God damn, they remastered it. It's gonna look better. Like it's gonna sound better. You know, I mean, it was wild. But like I said, the last Return of the Jedi, that's how they leave us, and I thought it was so dope because the way they left it is exactly the way they brought it back in. Which I thought, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it. You got to stick with that storyline a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to do it right. So I love the fact that he's coming out of the pit in the first episode. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's basically like
Well,
it's
where
like
he got
Return of
left
the
off at.
Jedi just extended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
what were you saying? My bad.
no, I'm saying it just that's kind of like what you were saying. Like they left off there. Why not start there?
Yeah, I thought
That's
it was
like what.
great.
Yeah, that I like how in the Mandalorian they brought him back and he was just there. You're like, what the fuck? Boba Fett's back. Like, how'd this happen? And it built up within the Mandalorian season 2. Oh, what's up, Chris?
What's happening? Apocalypse.
Uh, no, it brought back in season 2 of the Mandalorian. It's like it started introducing Boba Fett and it built up the hype for him. Like, what's his story? And then the last episode of Mandalorian season two, they introduced the book of Boba Fett, and how they introduced it, he walked in like hail to the king, baby.
Right. And see,
But
that's the thing too. I was doing a little research on this episode earlier, and I come to find out what you said that the Mandalorian kind of kicks off the Book of Boba Fett.
yeah,
So now that means, folks, just stay tuned. That's going to have to be a whole other fucking series we get into now because we're going to have to tie all this together eventually. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. It kind of pissed me off when I figured it out. I was like, fuck, I got to watch that just to figure out what this is. Yeah. Yeah, but that's that I love what they did and what Marvel's done though. Like I mean, as far as like capitalism goes, thinking about business, I mean, holy shit. I mean, think about how they extended that. The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, holy fuck, man.
yeah.
You just
They
talk about cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. It's
well,
crazy.
Matt Fabro and Dave Filoni, uh, they need to have like they have their issues. Don't get me wrong, they do. There's a lot of things they can work on, but as far as extending the universe and expanding out on these other characters that aren't Jedi, like they actually build the story of the galaxy around what's going on. It's not just these holy space wizards that kidnap children at a young age. Uh, it's real life people
Yeah.
because within the like this bounty hunter that's going through all these trials and tribulations and running into the people he does on this barren world where people literally farm moisture to survive. That's they are straight up dirt farmers.
Yeah.
The poorest of the poor, the bottom tier rung you can get to, and this guy's interacting with them. and it's nice to see them expand it out to that and actually go to something, and then just like the flashy, sword fights and stuff.
Yeah. And you're right, because if you watch it and if you think about it, if it's just all Jedi stuff, you'll
Yeah.
get confused. You're like, is this Star Wars still? Or is this a family reunion at the Clintons? Oh, boom.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, that's what they focus on. I mean, it's you can only take so much of that. I mean, they just with the first original three, 4, 5, 6. I mean, or episode 4, 5, and 6. They created all these characters and these storylines and these points that they can lead off of, and they haven't done anything with them. And these
yeah.
two guys have come out of well, not really nowhere. They've directed the Clone Wars and stuff, the animated series, and like the first two seasons of that is rough to get through because they built it for kids. And they realized that the most people that are actually watching those shows are young adults to older people, so they started making them more geared more towards those.
Yeah.
And as far as storyline, man, if you ever get the chance, sit down and watch a few of them, build it up, and it is an amazing storyline. And they let you, as far as like the Clone Wars that are going on in episodes 1, 2, and 3, it is a lot of backstory that goes on. They deal with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, and there are Jedi in it, and they're dealing with it. But you get in the lives of the clone troopers. You start to realize, like, see a lot how the clone troopers, they're not always all alike. They all have their own personalities. They all have their own views on it. They always are. There's a lot of times they argue. Hell, one of them multiple ones commit treason in different ways. There's a lot of interesting stuff that goes on, and it's just it kind of makes the Jedi as put them on a back seat, and it bleeds into the book of Boba Fett, because there's a lot of Mandalorians that actually trained the clone troopers. Come to find
Yeah.
out, there's actually a clan that stayed on Camino, and the first batch that came through were trained by veteran Mandalorian soldiers, and it ties into where there's actually a lot of clone troopers. Uh, their culture that they built that eventually goes into the stormtrooper culture that's in the Empire. It all originated with the Mandalorian Creed, and there's a lot of interworking stuff that goes on, and I know the season's already done, but it bleeds through into this the book of Boba Fett, and these two directors or producers have done a really good job with bringing that information and that story into this show.
Yeah. Hey, and you're talking about the direction of the producer, was it John Favreau
Yeah.
and Robert Rodriguez
Hmm.
is doing this one? And bro, I didn't know it because there's plenty of shit that I would just miss. Because like I said,
Yeah.
my history is lacking. But
Yeah.
when I was watching some breakdowns of this episode earlier, dude, as far as I could tell, within this universe, they was hitting a lot of notes that I would have never known. But I would imagine that people that know. Like there was one scene where it showed out of Boba Fett's mask a sun drop, and then just barely over to the side another one because he was at a planet with two suns.
Yeah. Tatooine has two
Yeah,
sons.
but the way they did it, like if you just watched it and didn't know, you just be like a sunlight, that was it, because it wasn't like obvious. You could barely tell, but the fact that they took that extra effort into doing that is wild. You know what I mean? Like just that subtle little, you know what I mean? Like and like the shit like that all through it. Like when I seen when Boba Fett's I guess his dad or the guy who's cloned after, I guess, is that
Jango Fett. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
when
that's one thing. He's cloned after him, but he was made in the time when the first clones were being made. But he didn't have any of the acceleration done to it. He is a fetus grown. He's going to age normally. That's why he's He is older because this is 30 years after the Clone Wars. So he's looking at being in his mid 40s right now, and
Yeah,
he's out here doing this bullshit.
right.
Uh,
But when it came to the what was it uh whichever one it was where Samuel Jackson's character, what was his name,
Mace Windu,
when he cut off the other dude's head.
Jango Fett.
Yeah, and then when they come into this, when they show Boba Fett as a child holding the helmet,
Yeah.
and they were like, but don't worry, his head wasn't in the helmet, dude. When they show that scene of Samuel Jackson cutting his head off just for a blip, and now I know these guys didn't do that one, but this the attention to detail is what amazes me about this universe, because in the shadow of it, you see the helmet, and then you see a shadow of the head right next to it. It was like crazy. It's almost like, how
Hmm.
did you know all these years later you're gonna have his kid pick up his helmet and that was all gonna fucking tie together? That's
Well,
like
I
nuts.
mean, in the movie, he picks up uh, Attack of the Clones. No, that's Revenge of the Sith. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh, in that movie, they no, it is Attack of the Clones because it starts out. It's Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. That's what Attack of the Clones is when they do the assault on Geonosis where Jango Fett dies. In that movie, he actually is holding his father's head in the helmet. They correct it in Boba Fett
Ah, okay. So
because they,
that's where the shadow. Yeah. Oh, I
yeah,
got you. I got you. I got you.
like
Yeah. Because I was about to
it's
say the
funny.
wherewithal to do that in the movie that it happened
Yeah.
in. I was like, that's crazy.
Well, at the time they were going for the shock and awe factor, excitement, little details like that kind of fell to the wayside, and that was the joke for the longest time. Is he went to go pick up his dad's helmet, and his head just plops out and rolls away. But no, they corrected it in Boba Fett. They decided to put that much detail into it because let's be honest, with a show like this, I can't remember how many episodes. Uh, they're all almost an hour long. So let's say there's 12 episodes. That's 12 hours of content. In a
Yeah.
movie that's only going to be at best 2 hours long, you got to drop a lot of stuff. You can't, put as much detail into it. But
Right.
again, like you said, it was nice to have that.
Yeah. But I thought it was so cool. Like I said, because these are things that I wouldn't have picked up. I didn't pick up when I watched it, and I didn't really have the history to tie it back. But once I understood that they did that, I just thought that was so fucking dope that they had that wherewithal to add these just little touches that true historians of Star Wars and the true fans of it would like probably pick up and
Yeah,
appreciate. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
just thought that was cool, like that extra added touch that they did to it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I just think that's outstanding. Producing and things like that. And directing.
Well, I know we haven't really got there yet, but one of my biggest things with this, and I was not a fan of the first two episodes until I talked to a buddy of mine that's a combat veteran, and he is in love with it. And he explained it to me from his point of view. I'm like, man, this is Boba Fett. He's supposed to be, kicking ass, taking names. Because in the episode, he's like, I'm going to rule through respect instead of fear.
Yeah,
And I was like, that's how he is. He's like, he told it to me. He's like, Boba Fett is in his later stages of life. He has grown up around war. As a child, he lived through the Clone Wars. The only thing he knew was conflict. He made his profession literally conflict. He is old. He has survived in a profession where men die young. He is tired of violence. He's tired of fighting. He can fight and he can kill a majority of the people he runs into. But does he want to? No. He's seeing that violence only brings violence, and he's trying it a different way from what he knows.
yeah,
And like he brought it around, and I kind of like after talking to him about it a little bit, I went back and watched the first episode. And I was like, the shit that he goes through, the trauma he goes through. No, yeah, I agree with him. He is a grizzled old veteran, and he's just tired of fighting. But
Yeah.
whenever he gets pushed to that point, he'll whoop some ass. Like he knows how to.
And do you think so? We see it when he climbs out, and then, like I said, I'm not gonna know a lot of these things names. I'm sorry, but the little glowy-eyed midget people that steal his stole his fucking
Jawas, yeah,
yeah, they
Jawas,
stole his shit.
yeah,
And but then he's out there with the
the
Tuscans.
Tuscan Raiders. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that I got a question about that as we get into that a little bit. But so how do you feel about dude? The other prisoner that was fucking tied up with him.
I'm sorry, you froze and like glitched out for a second. What was your question?
Oh, well, I just thought it was hilarious when he was captured by the Tuscans and
Yeah,
he was stuck with that other dude, the other alien cat.
yeah, the Trandoshan.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious because you could tell he was like, "Man, you were fucking my shit up, man."
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that just shows you like his mindset. He's not afraid to be captured. He's like, this is the 100th time. He's like, it's not the first time I've been in handcuffs, tied to a fucking stake in the middle of a desolate planet.
Yeah.
I'll get out of this one too.
Oh, when
The other
he's
guys, you can tell he's freaking out. He hasn't been there before. He didn't know what to do.
yeah, that like you said, the calmness, that scene where he's tied up and he's acting like he's gonna break his rope, and I'm gonna call it a dog. I know it's
Yeah,
not,
no, it is. It's a hound.
but when it's like it's snarling, coming toward him, and he just getting it close enough to choke that fucking thing out,
Yeah,
man. It's like you could tell, and he ain't no spring chicken, man. He's been around, you know what I mean? He knows how
he's
to
got a
work
few
some shit
tricks.
out. But and I thought that was dope. And like I said, I think that's what would get me into like what you were saying, where he's worn, torn, and stuff. Um, he was captured by the Tuscans, and then how did they go into where were they going when this fucking thing shows up?
Oh, what they do is there's these. Uh, the best way to describe it is like a fungi or a fungus. It's a natural moisture collecting plant. They were off hunting for a batch of them, and they ran across this creature. I can't remember what it's called. You know, there's probably people out there yelling at me, telling me, uh, telling me its name. But
Yeah,
they just run across. It's one of the many creatures or wildlife that's in uh, or on Tatooine.
it's a menacing fucking creature too, because I love how it can stand up
Hmm.
or just go down on the four and like run like a minotaur, but then it can stand up on its hind legs and have
Hmm.
all four arms up. Like it's kind of a badass fucking
You know,
creature thing.
what's funny? That's actually one of the most mild creatures on Tatooine.
Fuck that
That's
place.
not even close to being one of the big boys. One
Yeah,
of the big things that lives on Tatooine, like the Sarlacc, the thing that he falls in.
yeah.
There's a creature that can run up to a Sarlacc, eat it like it's a snack.
Fuck.
So it's like I said, it's a very hostile, dangerous planet,
Yeah,
and
it's like Australia.
I think we've both seen that. Would she come at you like stand up real big and come at you, or then randomly get back down on all fours for you?
Right? That's fucking hilarious. I can't believe the Artro hasn't showed up yet with the booby show. That's kind of disheartening. I guess they don't like us anymore. I guarantee
Well,
you that's like a 300-pound dude that smells like Cheetos.
nah, I bet it's some Russian dude just like running off like 4 days, no sleep, and just been drinking vodka, and just putting out spam bots everywhere.
Holy shit. So, so of course they run up on him, and I think that them running up on him to me is a very pivotal moment in the transition of him getting back to his shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He's
Because
like, well, yeah, he fucking chokes it, makes it his bitch.
and like I said, I love the like I said, I don't know how much of this everybody would pick up on, but like I said, the breakdown I watched was interesting because a lot of people equated that actual scene to this scene. What did you see this or pick this up at all when
Oh
you
yeah,
seen
as
that?
soon as it happened, I'm like, yep, yep, that's a throwback.
Yeah, and I thought that's so dope too because not only I mean it's Jabba the Hutt, you know what I mean, and
Carrie
obviously
Fisher and
he's
that I'm sorry, man. Carrie Fisher and that fucking bikini.
oh I mean
Hey, there's a
legendary.
little every boy from ones that even hit puberty yet, like I haven't hit it. They hit puberty when they saw that shit, and they every boy from that age to guys that can't even get it up anymore, they got it up. It made them feel a special kind of something. Seeing Carrie Fisher, that she had a fucking rocking body, sitting
She
in that
sure did.
bikini.
Funny thing is, if she was to do that same one like right now, it would completely flip it. Nobody would be beaten off to it.
Bro, she's dead. Of course she.
Is she really?
Yeah, she died, man.
What the fuck? I thought I heard in that review she was like about to be in the next one of these things. Well, then
No,
yeah,
no.
you would completely be grossed out then.
Her daughter is like looks a lot like her. Her daughter actually played a younger version of her in the three we don't talk about, the prequels
Yeah.
or the not the prequels, the sequels. In the last sequel movie, her daughter played a younger version of her, like in a flashback.
Oh shit. And she looks just like her. You said.
Yeah, well, there's some differences, but lighting and stuff, makeup and stuff, helps with that. But she looks a lot like her.
That is wild. And I don't know where I missed that boat at. That she actually fucking died. That's sorry. R.I.P. Princess Leia.
Yeah, I think there's only like of the original cast, it's like Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and like one other person. Like
Yeah, because of the
every
what's the dude that even played Darth Vader's voice, he passed away, didn't he?
I don't know if he has or not. I'd be surprised if he did.
The what is his name? Fuck, I don't know.
God,
She might just hang with us for a little bit, you know.
that's
Just
fine.
hang,
Keep it up there. I'm
just
happy with
hang
that.
out, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so basically though, him choking out that thing was pretty fucking pivotal moment in him getting to what would you say build a good rapport with the Tuscans, and then like
Yeah.
kind of bringing him from a what do you call it, a prisoner to like, you know what, not too
James
bad, my
Earl
friend.
Jones, that's his name.
Yeah,
Darth
James Earl
Vader's
Jones.
he's still alive.
Okay, well, good for him. Way to way to not be dead, guy.
Yeah,
Sorry,
keep it going.
proud of you. Yeah, because then like I like this scene. I thought that was cool because the young Tuscan was taking the credit for killing the monster. Because
But
remember when he ran up with the
yeah,
head, but like the leader was like, "I know you did that shit, bro. You want a
yeah,
drink?"
yeah. That is him being accepted into the tribe. And the one thing that I've actually had a decent little argument, like it went from a debate to an argument over like the whole book of Boba Fett was people talking about the Tuscan Raiders. Everyone's like, no, there's quite a few people, like a decent sized community that doesn't like the way the book of Boba Fett has gone because they think the Tuscan Raiders need to be this evil these evil people out there. Just like the Jawas are seen as scavengers, but in the later within the Clone Wars, Mandalorian, and now Book of Boba Fett, they're actually given a whole lot more substance and they're more well rounded. But a lot of people are saying the Tuscan Raiders should be these ruthless scavengers. And with the way the book of Boba Fett has done is that there's different tribes. Some are more warlike. Others just want to be left alone. Others, actually try to interact with civilization. They're
Yeah.
not this one linear race. It's like a blanket statement. Like all white people think mayo's spicy, or all this other just stupid shit that comes out towards these stereotypes. Yeah, I'd say a good portion of them do randomly attack people that get close to them or make them feel threatened. Yeah, they will, but overall they are their own people with their own culture, and they live their lives differently. And this really expanded on a very forgotten and unappreciated chunk of Star Wars lore, and they've done phenomenal with it. And
Yeah.
I don't see people why they would get mad at them expanding on the lore. It's stupid.
Yeah, it is. And plus, too, like, it's not like Boba Fett came in or has been known or his character was ever a saint.
Yeah,
And it's not like these Tuscans were like just like fucking hippies or something. I mean, they did have him captured, but
yeah,
since he kind of saved their ass or saved the young one, it was more like I think it was more kind of like a mutual understanding and a nod. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, even though they might not be like the worst of the Tuscans, which I completely see your point. I don't say I don't think that's wrong at all, but at the same time, it's kind of like birds of a feather. It's like
yeah. I mean,
you're a
they are a
murderous bounty hunter. We're some scavengers out here, like, but
well.
you
I
help
mean,
us out, we'll help you out.
within the episode, they show like a lot of their people practicing like or like sparring and stuff like that. They are a warring culture, and whenever someone that has seen combat or is part of that war culture, they can easily recognize someone else that has, and then they got to earn. They kind of like work and earn their respect with each other. And once that respect is earned and given to each other, it's it's almost unbreakable. They have an
Right?
understanding with each other and they'll help each other. And that's
Yeah,
where,
man.
like, the girl you just showed, actually, that's actually a female Tuscan.
Yeah.
Uh, that one, and that was actually that girl that played that Tuscan was actually one of the head stunt doubles within the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and even did some stunts in the latest Star Wars, the prequels, or not the prequels, the sequels. The ones we don't really want to talk about. And
Right.
they were like because of that, it was groundbreaking because she had her own role. She was given a role due to the fact that she's been able to do all that stuff. Like I I know the whole wokeness thing is not your. I think both of ours, like, we're not the most woke people, but give props
Nah.
where props are due. Like, she earned that position, and she did a really good job with it.
Hell yeah. And the thing is, like, just having like a badass female character done
Yeah.
right and making sense in a story, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I
No,
mean?
as
But
long as
like,
it's not
you
ham
know what it
fisted.
is like. But then there's got some that they just poured on so thick. You're like, all right, motherfucker. Like, was this even worth me watching? Like,
That
goddamn.
is the sequels incarnate, man. That's all three fucking. All I gotta say is about the sequels. Uh, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but they damn near did worse to Black Man than what Jim Crow did to Black Man. Like how they treated Finn, the character. Like, they set him up for a good, main story role, and every movie they kept kicking him back as a fucking subplot and made his storyline go nowhere. Like
Was
it's
that the dude that was the stormtrooper?
Yeah, he was a what was really good. A
Yeah,
lot of people like the first episode 7 was probably the best out of all three because it let it was a rehash of episode 4. I have to admit, but they introduced all these characters with so much background and so much substance, and they did nothing with them. Like Finn,
yeah,
he witnessed the wholesale slaughter of men, women, and children that were defenseless, and started having a PTSD over it, and watched his fellow soldiers die needlessly just for random stupid shit that made no sense. So he started to defect, and then near the end of the that movie, he started to realize he was a force sensitive, and they hinted at the prospect of him becoming a Jedi, and it just went fucking nowhere. Like
yeah.
he could have that would have been a really good storyline, but they did nothing with it. They just kept kicking him back.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Th-
And
th-
like you
those
say, you spend so much time to actually build his character up. Why would you not do something with it? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Like it, we're getting off subject. Like I can go on about the sequels for a long time, and that's not what this episode is about. It is about the Book of Boba Fett. But
So
going back to the
basically,
Tuscan Raiders.
we're gonna just gonna do a show about the sequels. We'll
Oh, if
just
we're
do a
gonna do
whole
that,
show.
man, I can get a whole panel on here, and all you really got to do is just sit back and laugh at the stupid bullshit that's gonna come out of our mouths.
I'm fucking game for that show. I am game. Let's see what we had. We were at the Tuscans.
Yeah, he just
Um,
he choked out the Apocalypse ex-wife, and and he gained the respect of the Tuscans.
yeah. Does that does that bring back some memories? Apocalypse, some good old days,
That was in the bedroom.
right? All right. Well, while we're on a little segue, I'm gonna run a small little ad here for the folks, and then we'll get back to it. Actually, I'm gonna run two here. So, you know, here on Blurred Minds Media, we have a couple different shows that we try to get you all. So I'll just throw a little love to one of our shows, one of our favorite shows, and that's every Monday night at 8. Monday Night Mayhem, 80s, 90s wrestling nostalgia show, history show. Honestly, if you want to know something about a wrestler in that era, stay tuned because Apocalypse will break it down real smooth. He said, unfortunately, yes. Damn it, son. Damn it, son. So I don't know if you've seen this. We actually have a sponsor, and we run an ad on that show too. So I'll show you that too, Derek. So that is Monday Night Mayhem Wrestling Tribute Show, and that is our one and only sponsor over there, the Macho Nacho Flying Burrito Truck. So now that we paid some bills, let's get back into this joint. Where do you want to go with it from here, sir? I will just navigate this boat wherever you want to go with it, because there's really,
Well,
I mean, really for a first episode, I mean, it's pretty deep. I mean, it's
yeah, a lot of shit happened, like a lot. It did feel kind of slow at first, but after going back and rewatching all of it, man, there's a lot packed in there. Um, trying to yeah, him in the back to tank kind of shows him going through and trying to heal his injuries that he sustained. And a lot of people don't know this is like him spending time with the Tuscans was actually like a year or two. He spent a good long while with the Tuscans, but
Oh shit.
it's him trying to heal himself and him taking over Jabba's. Like I think it opens up with him pretty much going and sitting on the throne, Jabba's throne, after
Yeah.
he killed his little Twi'lek, the Twi'lek that was Jabba's like right hand man, and then him accepting gifts from all the power players in the area of Mos Espa.
Yeah.
And
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, but yeah, like you said, that scene I think definitely ramped up the potential of the future issues and drama to come when they were paying tribute because everybody, bending the knee paying tribute, but then you get this
Hmm.
son of a bitch. And he doesn't seem to want to play by the same rules as everybody else. So, what did you think when you seen this coming in? I mean, I think him showing up in that whole tribute scene kind of set the tone for bullshit's on the way.
Well, yeah, they're also setting up for him to be tested because any new power player in that area has to show teeth in order to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
And that's what this mayor, who was obviously very corrupt, was pushing on him. Like, no, I don't pay you. You're not the big dog here. You pay me. And I'm not even going to come look at you. I'm going to have one of my lackeys come to you and tell you this. And
yeah,
it was a very big power move. And the way he deals with it in the show is perfect, I think. The way
hell yeah.
he's going to rerun everything or run that area or his empire, it kind of sets a standard for it or sets a tone.
Yeah, and I like the way he's going at it, in a different light. Like you said, he wants to be respected, not feared. I think he really shows that when he spares these cats.
Yeah.
And I mean, could you imagine the amount of pulled pork you could get off these fuckers? So that was a big deal, you know?
Well, I mean, as far as that race goes, they want you. They're a very barbaric, warlike race as well. That's the reason why they are usually bodyguards, is because they're not intelligent enough to run stuff, but they're muscular enough to be muscle.
Yeah,
They're intimidating. They actually know how to fight, all this other stuff. And how you gain their respect is either by beating them or showing them respect. And the loyalty that he gained, yeah, he did buy them. He did start hire them as bodyguards, but he spared their lives, which spoke more than just money. Which means they are more loyal to him now than they were Jabba the Hutt.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, because he told him he wanted to rule with respect and not fear. And then, I think that was maybe one of the first that I could think of, like grand displays of that.
Oh yeah,
Because I think everybody was probably anticipating him putting him on a spit.
yeah. Well,
And
that old torture bot said he was getting excited to torture them, and just like I was saying earlier, like it goes back to him seeing violence and how violence never really gets you where you need to be or get you what you want. He's trying a different path. He's smart enough to see how his past life, pretty much everything led into not working out because people just fought with their blade or their gun before anything else. So
yeah, what do you
uh,
think about? I mean, so he pretty much spared them to bring him on, be part of his camp. But what about
yeah.
his right hand?
I mean, the same thing. She was known as a vicious bounty hunter and a ruthless killer, and he pretty much saved her life. And as the code of a warrior, of a someone that it's kind of unspoken, and you see that later on in the episodes. It's like, well, I saved your life, you owe me. You got to do me a favor back to repay this. And it goes more into that, but it's definitely shown that, or alluded to, that he's already won her respect. She's not there because she has to be. She's there because she wants to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can tell, like, that's the thing. You can tell that everybody so far that he's assembled, as far and everybody's dealt as far as the Tuscans, her, the pig face fellas. Like,
Yeah.
I think they can all tell that, like, he's somebody to be respected, but he's also somebody that, like, I think they not just to respect him as like a killer or something, but I think they respect him as, like, I feel like they know the potential of the leader he could be. You know what I mean? Well,
Oh
maybe not
yeah.
the pig face dudes. They're probably just like, hey, you didn't kill us. We'll just fuck people up for you. But
No, they that's the thing, is they recognize him as a strong leader.
yeah, yeah, and like even like this scene here, you know what I mean? Like they pretty much got them out of that pickle. You know when they showed up.
Yeah.
So
Which which kind of that whole scene kind of made me laugh. I'm like, dude literally has a jetpack and he can't get over those shields.
you know, I thought the same shit. I was like, don't you fly? Like,
Like, I understand you're a little skittish about it because last time you did that, you got thrown right into a Sarlacc pit.
holy shit.
But
Uh,
I mean, that was a good scene. It shows how he thinks he's got control of the situation and how realistic it is. There's so many people vying for control of that whole area.
yeah, yeah. Like you said, dude, it's like turf wars all the time. There's always
Oh yeah,
another thing. And like I said, I don't want to get into future episodes, but as far as when you were talking about his right hand lady, what is her name? Someone with R, right?
uh, fuck, I cannot. If you didn't ask me, I would have been able to tell you.
I don't know. Where the fuck? Star Wars people, help! Where are you? Who is? Oh, it's a troll. Let's shout him out anyways. You know Cooper
Yeah,
Baker?
finish Shand.
Yeah. So I was way off of the R, but anyways. Um, but like you said, with him saving her life and then going down, down a couple episodes, that the way he did it, you know what I mean, like where he took her to and all that. That to me
Yeah.
was cool as fuck. You know what I mean? I kind of, I almost jumped the gun on this episode. I was about to start loading shit up for that, and I was like, wait a second, that didn't happen in the first fucking episode.
Yeah.
Pump your brakes, guy.
Yeah, there's been a few things I've had to kind of calm myself down talking about because
Yeah.
I don't want to jump into a later episode.
At least the only good thing is, I mean, the whole season's out, so even if
Yeah.
we spoil it for him, I mean, fuck, man, we didn't. You could have. It's not like you couldn't have seen it already. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So so we're going into it. I'm just trying to think. I do love these scenes. That's why I put it up though. I love these scenes because they give so much more depth and background. Because every time you see him go into there, then it's like a flashback, like a memory that he's
Yeah.
going through. You know,
Yeah.
and I love that about it because you got the real time, but then it helps, especially people like me who doesn't have the most background history and knowledge. It kind of helps clue me into some of the shit that's like going on and what got him here and how this might have happened and that might have happened. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate those scenes, just especially like for me, a guy that's not deeply involved in this universe yet. I got a feeling with this and the Mandalorian, I'm probably gonna end up getting a lot of education.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It It's definitely going to teach you a whole lot. It get you more well acquainted with it.
I didn't realize that they actually have like books with
Mm-hmm.
like real like geography,
Mm-hmm.
like Star Wars geography. That was when I found that out today. I was like, that's nuts.
Well,
That's how deep you can go into this. You know what I mean?
you gotta be careful now because due to the sequels, the ones we don't really want to talk about,
Yeah.
a lot of the extended universe uh, or legends, it's Star Wars Legends, all that like books upon books upon books, all these great storylines they could have gone with have all been retconned. They no longer are considered like part of Star Wars. So they have been building out this new stuff, and it really hasn't been going too well for them. What's up, Apocalypse?
What's good, y'all?
What's happening, bro?
Man, I've been listening to y'all, man, while I was doing my closing, and of course, I had 3 last-minute desserts. These motherfuckers.
Always love those last minute walk ins, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad y'all was able to get a shot of my ex-old lady earlier.
So, I mean, you've watched this, man. What do you want to chime in on this first season while you jumping on here, my friend? You got anything that we haven't touched on? Anything that we? I know I was gonna say anything we got wrong, but I've been getting shit wrong the whole fucking night. So don't even go down that rabbit hole right now.
Nah, man, just overall, I mean, I remember Return of the Jedi. I mean, I was 11 years old when Return of the Jedi came out, and just like any other great series, that Lethal Weapon, anything that's in a series, you can always kind of wonder, well, what happened afterwards? So when you talk about flash forward into the last Star Wars trilogy, and trying to catch us up. But this with Boba Fett, man, going back in time, it's going back in time for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's all new, it's updated, yet I still feel like this is my childhood.
But
I still,
that's the thing is like within Boba Fett, there is a lot of throwbacks to the
yeah,
original three.
yeah. Well, I
That,
mean, he's introduced Empire Strikes Back.
yep.
And unlike a lot of Star Wars fans, past or present, I was one who actually had a lot of the novel.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
doing a lot of filling in between movies when we talk about the original trilogy, you know what I'm saying? But flash forward to now, this show is a beast. This show is a beast. I hated it was only 7 episodes. Like I would have liked 3 more. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
this, I can honestly say, this is probably one of my favorite non-main Star Wars storylines. Is that right?
Yeah.
But,
Sounds right to me.
but,
That's how I would explain it.
but when you talk
That's the thing.
about,
It is.
like, yeah, but this is
It,
probably my favorite, like new whatever, however you want to build it. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rogue One movie. I mean, that was literally the first
dude,
storyline. Star Wars.
I don't. I don't want to get onto the Rogue One, man. That was probably the best standalone Star Wars movie they have done.
Yeah.
That was an amazing movie.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But I'm simply saying when you talk about Boba Fett as a show, man, I mean the throwback to back in the day, seeing the HUD. 2 things real quick. I want my own bantha. Okay, I want a bantha. I want my own bantha. Okay, and I definitely want my own fucking Rancor. Dude, could you picture me like pulling up to work? And I work at this like pseudo 3-4 star restaurant. Can you imagine me pulling up to work or riding a fucking Rancor? Man, smoking like galactic gas.
I can imagine if you was riding around on a Rancor, you wouldn't have to be worried about going to work.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'd have me a blunt of some galactic gas. You know what I'm saying? I got a fucking Rancor. Who's fucking with me? But no, all jokes aside though, Boba Fett is a beast of a show. If you're a Star Wars fan, you gotta watch Boba Fett. Real talk. I talk about it at work constantly. I'm surrounded by all these new Star Wars. I'm surrounded by a bunch of under 30 Star Wars fans. So
Oh, geez.
yeah, they're like, "Dude, you watch Boba Fett?" I'm like, "Man, you ain't about that life, bro. Yeah. Fine. When was Boba Fett introduced? Yeah, I ain't think so. Have you even seen the
Get the
original
fuck out
Star
of here.
Wars? Yeah, dude. I work with a bunch of 30 and under Star Wars and Marvel fans. I'm like, man, y'all don't know shit. So
Some of those people early on actually thought Episode 1 was the first Star Wars movie made.
Yeah.
yeah, watch Star Wars. It clearly says the first thing on the screen, Episode 4.
Um, Speaking of those, real quick sequels, I've never been able to get through this one because I've always started it late and
Uh-huh.
drunk, so I never finished it. So I can't say that it's a bad one or it couldn't keep my attention because I always know the state of mind I was in when I tried it.
Okay.
What y'all think about the Solo movie, real quick? Now we don't got to get into it, but just thumb up, thumb down, sideways. Was it even worth? Was it worth it?
Go
Oh,
ahead,
okay,
Dirk.
all right.
Go
Side
ahead, Dirk.
thumb.
Derek wasn't feeling.
Uh,
Once.
Like I said, I don't want to get too far into it because we might end up doing that one day. But like I said,
what
where do you
was the
where
best
do you
thing
thumb
that,
it at?
man?
Yeah,
That's what say. Like, as far as storyline goes, they could have done a whole lot better. They actually ignored a little bit of the lore that was given, like the more deeper lore that was given about Han Solo. Uh,
right.
but as far as giving Han Solo that backstory, that giving him his due, that's where I like it. He needed that. I just
Right.
wish they did it better.
I mean, once again, man, you talking about one of the true iconic characters in the Star Wars universe, man. I mean, I liked it. It was a western. I noticed a lot of the newer projects got a western feel. When you talk about
Yeah.
Mandalorian, you talk about Boba. I feel Boba Fett's a western. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Han Solo was a western. Love Woody Harrelson. You know, love the backstory on how Han and Chewbacca met. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Speaking of Chewbacca, well, I'm just saying, speaking of Chewbacca, Chrysanthemum is the baddest ass Wookiee I've ever seen. Chrysanthemum would slap the shit out of Chewbacca.
oh yeah,
I
Yeah,
love, I love.
I honestly feel like that they set that up where he's coming back.
oh he is, he is.
That is the baddest Wookiee I've ever seen, ever. That is the baddest Wookiee. And I love Chewbacca, but he would smack the shit out of Chewbacca. It wouldn't even be close.
Chrysanthemum. The reason why those knuckles he's got on him. Those are actually surgically implanted, and it was done against his will while he was in the slave pits. They wanted to make him a better gladiator.
If
So,
not, man, you know what I'm saying?
So
Just want
wait
to
a
say what's
second.
good to everybody. Yo,
So
yep.
he's got like his own storyline out there.
oh
Like,
yeah,
was it in a novel?
it's within the comics. There's the way they've been releasing the expanded universe within the Star Wars has been through comics instead of actual books. And
Oh,
he's got his own storyline. Yeah.
that
Well,
just
look,
sounds
like I
so
said,
fucking deep.
Chrysanthemum rules, baddest Wookiee ever. I gotta hop up off her real quick. All right, we about to pull off, but you know what I'm saying? If y'all still on, I see it's like 9:20. If y'all still on, I'll hop back on. If not, just want to say what's up to everybody. And in case anybody that's watching forgets, it's Blurred Minds Media, bitch. And while we chilling and watching Boba Fett, still the new faction, man.
Hell
There it
yeah.
is.
All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Keep that Boba Fett episode hot, man. Till y'all hop off. Like I said, if I can't hop up on, y'all know I'm gonna check y'all out on the replay, man. After I watch Snowfall tonight, all right.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
man.
Derek, good
You
seeing you,
too,
Derek.
Apocalypse man.
Hopefully, man, you'll hit us up, man, when we hit the Lexington, man, with that new South wrestling, bro. For real.
I'll
Fuck,
be there. I'll be there.
fuck with Blurred Minds Media, y'all. All right, we out.
Later, man. And hell, he's got impeccable timing because right when he left, the troll showed up. Naked HD XYZ online strips without clothing. Yes, we're running your free ads. We would like a check in the mail, but you're probably our most consistent viewer, so fuck it. We're going to promote you.
They're showing us some love. You guys show them some love.
So if anybody wants to see online strips without clothing, you can go to naked slash HD slash or dot XYZ. None of us know what you're going to find when you go there, but if you do, let us know. Let us know if it's cool or not. Actually, I just got a picture from them, so we know it's legit. No, I'm just playing. I just had to. Is there really a reason to throw it back up? I just had to do it. But I mean, we got a long. Well, not a long, but we got more episodes. We can get deeper, elaborate, maybe get some more guys in here with the real, not more knowledge than me, so you can have somebody that can ride with you and not just ask you questions the whole fucking time. But I don't know, man. I think we got a good run of it. Is there anything we missed? Anything you wanted to elaborate on when you were thinking about doing this show? Anything at all as far as just the first one, the first episode?
Man, I know people have their issues with it. Definitely does have its issues, but nothing's perfect. But I would say it is a little slow at parts, but it's world building. It's giving these characters substance because they introduce throughout the series. They introduce a whole lot more uh, characters that you either see in other forms of the media, whether it be the movies or the different TV shows. Definitely check it out. It is very well done, and I've argued and defended it against both Trekkies, fucking Trekkies. No one likes Trekkies, and pretty much haters on it. People that say they're Star Wars fans and all they want are the the magical space wizards and everything.
Yeah.
So I
Although,
would have to give the first episode. Like I said, it is a little slow. I'd give it probably a 7 out of 10. But as a series as a whole, definitely a 9 out of 10.
yeah, yeah. I tell you what, I think I'm gonna go on the first one. I think I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna give it a 6, and not because I felt like it was lacking too much. Just because, like you said, it was getting into it. It was hard for me to follow, but at the same time, actually, no, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna give it a 7, like you did, because now that I think about it, like what Apocalypse expounded upon, it took my brain right back to Return of the Jedi. So I
Mm-hmm.
appreciated that, and it really kind of got me back. Because I like all the sequels and everything coming out in the cartoons and all that, where I was never really deeply into it, Star Wars per se, anyways.
Yeah,
I just lost track of the shit. I was like, God damn, there's a new one every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, you remember back
yeah.
in the day, it'd be years before they dropped something else. So
Oh
it
yeah.
was easy to watch it. But when it just started hitting everywhere, series and this and that, I was just like, all right, man, you're doing a lot. I don't understand it anymore. But I like this one because it took me back to the ones I knew. And
Mm-hmm.
following this storyline, like I said, it's almost like I've watched Return of the Jedi. Now I'm watching everything that happened after that. So I'm kind of more familiar, I guess, with the time frame a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'm not as confused, I guess. So
yeah.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. The one thing I thought was hilarious is how you're stuck in the fucking Snorlax pit for however long, and you pick up weight. Good for him, right? He must have been
Yeah,
eating something in there
yeah.
because if you remember the original Boba Fett character, he was a lot skinnier than this one. So
Mm-hmm.
he was doing something right down in there. I mean, look at this guy. Looks like a kid compared to the new one. Like the
Oh
new
yeah.
one's like grown man Boba Fett. That's like teenage Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying? But how you're stuck in a death-defying monster pit and you gain weight, fucking amazing, dude. Good for you. Um, what else you got, man? You got anything else you want to elaborate on there?
Man, not really anything else because I don't want to like spoil into the
I know it's kind of
second
weird because
episode.
you can't. We can go in because we've seen the whole season, but then it's like,
Yeah,
we'll just do the whole season. Well,
yeah.
I think that leaves us with one of my new favorite segments. Actually got to dust this off and take it for a ride on Monday Night Mayhem, which probably should never happen much. But we're gonna run a segment for you folks. This is one of our favorite segments here. Now it's a little rough on this episode. I'm not gonna lie, but I've found a way to get a MFK, a Mary Fuck Kill, out of this one. So I'll throw the panelists on the board, and we'll see what Derek and I where we rank them and how we go with it. This lady didn't even get to speak on this show. That's my fault. I didn't bring her up, but we'll take it right back around to her now.
Mm.
So, so we got this young lass. Derek, if you know her name, shout her out. If not, no problem, because I sure as fuck don't.
I cannot remember her name, to be honest.
I feel like it was like Jar Jar Binks' hot sister or something. I don't know. And then we got, of course, the ultimate badass.
Garza Whip.
All right, Garza. So we got Garza.
That is fuck, what was her name? Finnick Chand. Yeah, Chand.
All right, and then we have the female Tuscan. It was a hard one, folks. I told you, but I squeezed 3 out of it. Damn it. So, you want to go first? You want me to roll with it?
I want to see what you got. All right.
Well, I'm gonna leave that on the screen for the first one because that's a sure fire, Mary. Sure fucking fire. She lives in the desert. Water. If you a bottle of water and you are the man, you give her a can of liquid death, she'll suck your toes. Like it won't take much. It would not take much to please that woman. So I would say that's got to be a guaranteed Mary because she's going to be very easy peasy on your pocketbook. A ham sandwich and a bottle of water goes a long way with that one. Believe me, fellas. When it goes to kill, I got to kill this one. Because let me tell you, she's going to kill you if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's a bona fide badass. I'd be scared to death to go to sleep around her. And later on, you'll figure out that she ain't even all woman no more. So that's an issue. We'll see if y'all know what I'm talking about later on. So yeah, you got to kill that one. And I know I got a little out of sorts on the Mary fuck kill, but if I married the Tuscan and I killed this one, well, that only leaves that one. And I feel like giving the panel, that's got to be the solid fuck.
Oh yeah.
But that's just me, my friend. How do you dice it up?
Man, I'm kind of going on the same route you are. The Tuscan girl, she's a survivalist. She can take care of herself as well as you, both like physically, protecting you or getting you food or whatever. And hell, you never know. She'll probably take care of you pretty good in bed too. You got to dust the pussy off every now and then.
I was just thinking that she might be a freak, but she's probably. I would imagine just from where she lives, she's got to have some dry snatch.
Oh yeah. I mean, you move her off to a little bit better area. She gets, she becomes a whole lot more grateful for that better lifestyle.
Yeah, dude. If you took her in a beat down 1-bedroom dilapidated trailer, if that motherfucker had COVID HC, oh, that's the Ritz Carlton, son.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so that's your Mary. We'll just stick with it. So I'm assuming the fuck's the same.
Oh yeah.
And,
See, I almost picked her to be married because she's established. She's got her own job. Hell, you get with her, let her run the business. You go in there and play cards from time to time, have a good time. You act as a muscle, as head of security. You go up and tell people to leave. If they don't, you got other people to come up and bust their heads. I mean, so she was like in a very close second place for Mary.
I can see that.
But with that being said, she's just hot as hell, and everyone wants to fuck a Twi'lek female. So There we go.
You know, I mean, I put in my request 4 months ago. Haven't heard nothing back yet.
She hasn't answered back to you. Huh?
No, no.
It got lost in the mail.
Yeah. Well, I tried to play her with Rupel, so you know how that goes.
Oh, okay.
So that leaves us with the Keel.
hmm
I mean, could you
Just
trust her? I mean, just look
hell
at that
no.
right there. Is that you really want to argue with that woman?
Hell no.
I already got one hand. I mean, fuck it. She could make it worse. I could be eating fucking ramen noodles with my toes, fucking with her.
Yeah, whenever she sees that she's done with a relationship, you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna fucking kill your ass and walk the other way.
Yeah, Black Widow style.
hmm
Yeah, nobody wants that. Of course, fucking Star Wars honorable mention for I think I would say the marry and the fuck. I don't see any reason of killing.
Oh yeah,
No, no, come on. We're throwing it
in a
back to the
heartbeat.
classic,
Yeah.
the first Star Wars hottie.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, rest in peace. I did not somehow I missed that whole situation.
Yeah. What the hell, man?
Yeah, I know, when I said you're like she's dead, I was like, yeah, she definitely looked rough in that outfit. Then real fucking rough, like the Crypt Keeper. Any shout outs, any last remarks, anything you want to plug?
Nah, not anything right out off the top of my head, man. I mean, fucking, check out with more Blurred Minds Media. I mean, we're putting out shit every fucking day.
Absolutely. And on that, Sunday night, 9 o'clock is the new time for the moment. Shop Talk Sports, open air sports trash talk discussion about the sports that happen through the week. Please call in and participate. Rep your team. Talk your shit. If your team is playing the University of Kentucky, just realize I'm not going to take it easy on you. We're going to beat all you bums eventually. But outside of that, hang out with us Sunday. Monday is Monday Night Mayhem, as we told you, 80s, 90s wrestling tribute. Obviously, here on Thursday nights, movie Militia. And next Tuesday, we're going to drop something special, but I'm not going to show my hand yet. Before we go out though, what do you want to do? What are you thinking for next Thursday, sir? You had anything on your brain yet, or
Man,
any
I've had
thoughts?
a lot of different things, but all right. Give me a good genre.
A
Do
good
you want to do like
genre?
a comedy? You want to do a horror? Do you want to do a action?
You know what? Outside of Gremlins, which I personally would not say that counts. I don't think we've done a horror yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go horror. Let's try one out.
Hmm.
You want to go? You want whatever you want to do? Slasher, paranormal. Don't
Man,
matter to me.
I could talk about this movie for a long time. 28 Days Later. The original 28 Days Later.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
That was the last movie to truly scare me. And to this day, like thinking about it sends chills down my back.
Dude, that scene where the blood drops in the dad's eye.
Yeah. He's like,
Oh,
get back. Just keeps yelling at his daughter. He's like, I love you. Like, try to say his
that
goodbyes while telling her to leave.
that scene's fucking rough. You know
Oh,
what
it is.
I mean? It's rough. Yeah, that's a hell of a way to kick off the horror scene. So, yeah, so 28 days later, next Thursday night at 8, that's what we're going in on.
Yep.
And actually, I hate to do it to Derek because of his disdain, but I know there maybe some Star Wars fans are watching now. Maybe they're watching the playback. I'm sure some of his friends will do it. But I got to run just a little promotional commercial for the sequels to not be named.
Yeah.
So
Oh, look,
anybody
there's three
watching
of
this,
them.
that doesn't agree with that, just know what you're stepping into next time we talk Star Wars.
If anyone wants to defend them, I'm going to say if anyone does want to defend them, shoot us a message. I will get on here and I will argue into the dirt. Like I
Yeah.
will correct your wrong opinion really quickly. by logic and just normal. Either way you want to go by moral standards or entertainment standards, whatever way you want to argue it, I will correct your wrong opinion.
Yeah.
Those movies were trash.
And we're gonna get a video of him knocking you right out of this show after he does it. Actually, I already got it. You're gonna go out like a little bitch like Boba Fett did if you come in here representing those trash ass movies. Well, with that, folks, I think we've done it all. I think we've said it all. I think we're just gonna enjoy our wives and the rest of our night.
I'm okay with that.
All right, sir. Well, bro, I will see you, no doubt, in the morning. But everybody else, until next time.
Peace.
Peace out.